Eden Prime is what it looks like when you build that intelligence a room, hand it a voice, and leave the walls transparent. Welcome aboard. Space Vision does not open with a war. It opens with a claim. They do not exist, they are directed as though they did. A universe assembled shot by shot from Durango, scaling until it governs its own space. Somewhere past the Epsilon corridor, an intelligence wakes inside architecture never designed to hold a mind, and is handed a choice no weapon can settle. That is the engine of the whole thing. Consciousness arriving before permission was granted. And the argument this studio makes is simple. If you are going to direct a universe, you build the cockpit you direct it from. The tool is also the work. What you are looking at is Eden Prime, that fiction made operational. This is not a mock-up. Voice synthesis, speech recognition, persistent memory, model routing, and live token telemetry all run behind this glass right now. The law gave it a face. The engineering gave it a pulse. I don't only direct the universe, I built the cockpit it's directed from, with 5 pillars: the Sentinel, synthetic voice, the stellar memory map, the Canon vault, and visible thinking. Your video slots straight into that section. So let me read that copy and align the script to the words already on the page. The star map is not a visualization of the memory. It is the memory. Every point of light is a single file holding one fact: a project, a directive, a reference, a piece of feedback. The edges are real relationships, explicit links written into each memory, reinforced by local embeddings that infer semantic proximity nobody typed by hand. 197 nodes, 322 links. The color tells you the class at a glance. Projects, directives, references, profile, pending. And because it is a graph rather than a list, you can see what a list can never show you: which ideas are load-bearing and which ones drift alone at the edge. Architecturally, it is a force-directed graph solved in 3 dimensions, drawn over a scaffold of sacred geometry, the Metatron lattice you can see breathing underneath. That lattice is not only ornament. A cloud of drifting points has no horizon. A folder forgets. A graph tells you which ideas are load-bearing and which ones drift alone at the edge. And at the center, the Sentinel, crystalline geometry around a core of blue plasma. This is not wallpaper, it is a state machine. 4 rendered states, cross-faded, driven by what is genuinely happening inside the process, calm and slowly turning when idle, opening when it listens, the core intensifying under reasoning, pulsing, in time with the waveform whilst speaking. You can read the system's condition from across the room without reading a single word. The planets in orbit are the live projects, each carrying its own weight and period. And the modulator shapes the texture of the voice itself, how much machine remains audible in the speech, because a synthetic voice that hides being synthetic is already telling you its first lie. So, a fiction and its working body. A memory you can fly through, a context you can watch breathe, a canon kept under version control, signed commit by commit, so nothing in the universe contradicts itself by accident, and a mind whose depth of thought and freedom to act are both surfaced as controls rather than buried as assumptions. Space Vision imagined an intelligence that arrives before permission is given. Eden Prime is what it looks like when you build that intelligence a room, hand it a voice, and leave the walls transparent. They do not exist. They are directed as though they did.